What up and welcome to The Cap, the only place that really keeps you in the conversation. Today, we're taking a road trip for the NBA draft. The Dodgers make a national statement, and Bill Simmons invites Batman over to check out his new digs. All that and more, it's time to get capped. Let's go. The 2016 NBA draft is here, so it seemed appropriate to take a little road trip, stopping by a few cities to take a look at what they need and what they might get. So jump in the car, let's go. Our first stop is Philadelphia, where the 76ers are on the clock. And after a 10-72 season this year, General Manager Brian Colangelo is well aware of the fact this team needs an identity. How's he going to get that done? It's been all but said he's bringing in Ben Simmons as the #1 draft pick. And some are saying Simmons is the best prospect since LeBron James. So once they do get him here, they need more assets around him. One way to do that, deal Jahlil Okafor. Our next stop is LA, a city that's used to winning championships and where they have the #2 pick right now. Gone are the days of Shaq and Kobe, but new head coach Luke Walton knows he needs a superstar. That's unlikely to come from this year's draft, but they probably will get a great shooter in Duke's Brandon Ingram. In order to get that superstar, they have to make two trades. Julius Randle, who's been an absolute bust, and D'Angelo Russell, who just after 1 year has already turned the locker room all against him. And our final stop is Katie Nolan's home city of Boston, where the Celtics are on the clock at 3 and hold 8 of this year's draft picks, more than any other team. Now this leaves general manager Danny Ainge with a lot of freedom. He could do two options with that #3 pick. A, he could take Providence's Chris Dunn, who's a slice and dice point guard, or B, he could trade for a more established player. I would take option B because they already have the great point guard in Isaiah Thomas. And two other big players to watch in this draft this year, Oklahoma's Buddy Hield, who I think has more upside than any player in the draft, and also Oakland's Kay Felder, who is just an absolute beast at 5'9". And in other NBA news, the Zen Master Phil Jackson is finding his chi in New York, as Knicks fans will be watching games next year through rose-colored glasses at Madison Square Garden. Phil just brought in Chicago's Derrick Rose, and now he has his big three: Rose, Carmelo Anthony, and Kristaps Porzingis. But don't look at this as Phil's destination, just look at this as part of his journey. He's going to get a big man too, and don't be surprised if it's not Hassan Whiteside from Miami or Pau Gasol. On to the Diamond in LA, where the Dodgers made a national statement the past 3 days against one of the best teams in baseball, picking up their 6th win in a row. Last night, down 3-2 in the bottom of the 9th, Howie Kendrick aboard, Yasiel Puig came to the plate and hit what should have just been a single, but an error by center fielder Michael Taylor allowed both he and Kendrick to score as the Dodgers won 4-3 and made it a clean 3-game sweep against the Nationals. Kicking it to soccer across the pond for the Euro 16, Reykjavik is rocking, because yesterday in Paris, Iceland continued its dramatic run with a 2-1 victory over Austria in extra time. And this country is so awesome, not only did the Icelandic commentator lose his mind and his voice when the goal was being scored, but now an Icelandic whale watching company has offered all the English soccer players a free boat ride as a bandage of their wounded pride when they lose to Iceland on Monday. And if this happens, maybe it would be a nice getaway for them before they return to angry fans in London. But no matter what, I love this team, everything about them, and hope they keep winning. Go Iceland! And finally today in entertainment capital, Bill Simmons' new highly anticipated HBO show, Any Given Wednesday, premiered last night from his ridiculously cool Hollywood home-style set. He invited a couple friends to sit down with him for his first episode, and Charles Barkley spoke about how LeBron James will never crack his list of top 5 all-time NBA players, and that he'll be fishing and golfing this summer, because, Bill, who wants to work when you don't have to? And his second guest was diehard Boston fan Ben Affleck, who passionately spoke about Batman and his buddy Tom Brady's Deflategate scandal and how he thought it was an absolute crock of you-know-what. So Bill's show gets off to a great start, Charles Barkley's heading to the driving range, and as football season fast approaches with Tom's 4-game suspension lurking, it sounds like there's some long days ahead for the Dark Knight. That's it for us today. I'm Brook, and you've been capped.